I wanted to do a quick video to follow up on the confidence video I had made a little while ago, and I wanted to address a couple very important things. I can't really go too much further into confidence unless I know exactly what the scenario is that makes you feel you lack confidence, because everybody is going to lack confidence in certain situations and feel extra confident in certain situations, and they vary from person to person based on your life experience, your traumas, your genetic makeup, your astrological chart, birth chart, your numerological chart, your INFJ. I'm an INFJ, so your Myers-Briggs. There's so many directions that you can go with confidence. So what I will say is the key to confidence is having healthy boundaries. Because in order to trust yourself, you have to know you have healthy boundaries in place. And in order to have healthy boundaries, again, another topic we can dive into a lot deeper, depending on what direction somebody would want to go with talking more about that. But with healthy boundaries, you have to be able to first know your value system, what's important to you, your morality, what's your personal code of ethics, where do you draw the line in certain situations. Ponder that greatly and understand that, if you've had a fawning response, especially in the past, and you are lacking confidence, for example, because you have a tendency to fawn, to be a people pleaser, have difficulty saying no, that sort of thing, then congratulations, you're already aware of some of your challenges. So you know exactly what kind of a plan to create when you are going to go into a situation. What boundaries do I need to have? When am I most likely to say no and least likely to say no? And is that appropriate, or should I work on adjusting that little level of what's okay and what isn't? And trusting yourself, giving yourself permission to feel different things. If certain situations make you feel a certain way, or certain people make you feel a certain way that's uncomfortable or cloud how you actually feel. Do you know how you feel? Make sure you do, even if it's uncomfortable. In fact, the more uncomfortable it is, the more time you need to spend with it and dive into that. You have to be familiar with who you are in order to create a healthy boundary. And especially if you have fawning, any kind of traumatic past of abuse, manipulation, codependency, that is really tough to know who you are when other people have told you, in my instance, your whole life who you are, what you should do, shoulding on me all the time. I hate that crap. I think that knowing who you are and what your value system is first, and then creating boundaries around that, and when you're going to say no, when you're going to remove yourself from a situation, what are you willing to let go of for your own sake? You start getting more and more confident, and the more you use the word no, the more confident you become. And that doesn't mean you don't say yes to an opportunity when it presents itself that feels right. But it's trusting that as long as that feels right, you can stay with it. And then the moment something shifts, you can take a step back and you allow yourself space in a new situation. I call it an emergency exit. I always have an exit plan. Yes, it's trauma strategy. Yes, it's something I need to work on. Mild paranoia from past things. I have improved greatly. But I do prefer a lot of times, especially if I'm really anxious, to be facing the exit or near an exit when I sit in a restaurant or something like that. So, Godfather thing, I guess. But I think that really understanding yourself, and then once you start feeling like you're getting a handle on the relationships around you, and you're able to stand up for yourself, but in a compassionate way, you don't have to be hateful. I mean, at first, sometimes with some people, you kind of have to get mean. I always think of that. There's a part in the book called The Gift of Fear. I highly recommend reading the book. Gavin de Becker wrote it. The Gift of Fear saved my life. And it gives you survival skills and helps you understand what the gift of fear actually is, and when it's being used for good and when it's being used for just to keep you perpetuating your own hijacked brain, and it doesn't help you at all. It actually hijacks you and ruins your decision making, it clouds your judgment and everything when we stay in a constant state of fear. But if you get a handle on your fear and understand when it's a healthy fear that's keeping you safe and when it's a self-perpetuated paranoid fear, which we see a lot of when we look at social media and all the people that are paranoid about so many things, you don't even know what to believe anymore. And so the entire world is hijacked mentally and emotionally because of it. So I highly recommend that book, because then you'll understand how to trust your survival instincts and how to feel safe, and you'll be able to recognize manipulators faster. And that's what I needed. I needed to know that I could trust myself and recognize someone that was not trustworthy quicker. And that book taught me that. And that will make you feel confident. Because if you don't feel safe in yourself, you're not going to have confidence, right? And if you aren't clear on who you are and what you stand for, and that you will be able to stand for that, then you're going to lack confidence also. So finding tools that make you feel safe, psychologically, spiritually, emotionally, physically, all critical to confidence, and learning the power of the word no. And then once you get there, then you can start putting yourself out there more. And you can start pushing yourself outside your comfort zone in little steps, little baby steps, and then push and then pull back a little and learn something and self-assess. And I think that that's important to personal growth, but personal growth first has to start internally, and then we can push ourselves by using the world around us to do so. And that will also help us build more and more confidence in different ways, different aspects of our life. So I hope that's helpful. If you need me to get more specific about anything, please comment and be as specific as you can about a certain topic, and I will address it. And I don't need personal details. I can get the gist out of most general questions, but I tend to avoid any questions that people ask me that are specific around wanting to talk about their personal internal drama, because I'm not a psychologist. I studied psychology. I am not a certified psychologist, and I'm offering helpful advice of things that have helped me and things I've learned along the way. But when it comes to questions that sound like they need a trained professional, a counselor, psychologist, I would like to redirect you to take those questions to someone that in your area, or through certain apps, because there are certain apps now where you can talk to certified professionals, and I would like to direct you to that. My job here is to help guide you through the process. Kind of like a coach, but I hate that word. I prefer guide, because I'm more of a conduit. I do guidance. I help people break things down while they're doing their own personal work. And then if there's something specific in your life that you really need help with, certain relationship, and it's just really tormenting you, you need to probably discuss it with someone that's a trained professional and not myself. But I want to help you understand different topics, so maybe you know what questions to ask and what direction you need to go next in your process of self-discovery and self-empowerment. I hope that clarifies things a little bit. I do appreciate all the questions and comments though, but again, if I don't respond to all of them, usually it's because it's a little too specific and I'm not going to get involved in your relationship problems. Sorry. I did a lot of work to not have to deal with relationship problems. And I have a great relationship now. So I'm going to kind of enjoy that for now. I hope you guys appreciated any of this. I hope it was helpful. Let me know if you need me to be more specific, because I'd be happy to break it down more, because again, so many different directions this could go.